Alright y'all, so welcome to my channel. Tonight we're going to be making air fryer hamburgers and I'm going to teach you how I make my homemade french fries. We got about a good probably 1/8 to a 1/4 of an inch of ice over the last 2 days. So we're going a little stir crazy at our house, but let's make dinner. Okay, so you're obviously going to need potatoes for the french fries. Whatever toppings you like for your hamburgers, we do red onions, tomatoes, lettuce, and whatever cheese. You're obviously going to need ground beef. These are the seasonings I use. You season them how you prefer. I use paprika, a little bit of cayenne pepper, onion powder, pink Himalayan salt, black pepper, seasoning salt, A1 sauce, and Worcestershire sauce, and I do put minced garlic in it, but I forgot to get it out. Alright, we're going to start by peeling our potatoes because we need to get these into some cold water and soak them. You want to soak them usually for at least an hour. I don't know if I'll be able to do that tonight, but soaking them in the ice cold water helps it to bring some of the starches to the top and help your fries be a little bit crispier if that's how you like them. I guess you really could leave the skin on if you like the skin on your potatoes and just wash them really well. Okay, so now I'm going to go rinse these. Get my bowl of cold water. Sorry for the kids in the background. Let's fill our bowl up with cold water. And then we're just going to slice our potatoes. You can make them as thick or as thin as you want them. Well, we're just going to roughly make them into some, I almost said pie. We're definitely not making pie out of potatoes tonight. Roughly into some fry shape. And then just throw them in your bowl of cold water. Okay, now while our potatoes are resting in our cold water, we're going to set them aside. And we're going to go ahead and get 2 pounds of ground beef. So if you get the rolls like this, and you flip this way, and you count how many spaces there are between these lines, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 20 spaces. This is 5 pounds divided 20 by 5. That's 4. So every 4 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, at this white line is a pound, and we need 2 pounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This white line right here is 2 pounds. Okay. Let me grab another bowl. Okay. To pop our ground beef in there. And do A little bit of A1 sauce. I should have opened this Worcestershire sauce before I started filming. That probably would have been smart. Okay, I'm going to add just a splash of Worcestershire sauce. A little bit of our salt. Pepper. Seasoning salt. Paprika. Cayenne pepper, just a hint of cayenne pepper. Unless you like yours spicy, then you could add more. Onion powder. You could use garlic powder instead of minced garlic. But we like to use minced garlic when we can. And I'm almost out of this, so that's going to be fun. Just a little bit of that. And I'm going to use my hands to mix, but you could use whatever you want. I just prefer to use my hand. It helps to make sure you're not overly working your ground beef because you don't want it to get so dense that it turns out like a meatloaf. You want it to be more like a burger, you know? So you just mix it till it's good and mixed. Okay, I'm going to set this over to the side. So we have two options. You could use your hands to make these into burgers, or I have this nifty hamburger press. I think I bought it at Walmart for like $5 a couple years ago. And I'm just going to take a paper plate. I'm almost out of parchment paper, so that's great. I'm just going to tear some parchment paper. Use this to keep it down for now until I'm ready to place my burgers on it. I'm going to set that off to the side. So I'll show you the pressed burgers first, and then I'll do them by hand. So you don't want to fill it up too much because you want to be able to have room to press it. Okay. And you just press it. Pop them out of there. And then we're going to set them on our plate. And I'm going to let these sit in the fridge while the potatoes sit in the water. Just to let them rest a little bit, let all the flavors marinate. Okay, so then, well, first of all, you want to make sure you're putting a layer of parchment paper between each layer of patties that you do. So, you could just, that needs a little bit more. And you can just keep in mind, if you're doing it by hand, they don't have to look perfect. So there's that one. And now this will be enough to feed me, my mother-in-law who's here, my husband, and my 6-year-old daughter. I will make my son chicken nuggets, and I usually don't do this, but he really does not like hamburgers or hamburger meat, and so I will just cook him chicken nuggets. Okay, I'm going to put these in the fridge and let them rest for about another 45 minutes, and then we will come back. Now that it's been about 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to drain out our potatoes. We're going to dry them off on a paper towel, and then we're going to get them on a baking sheet. You can make these in an air fryer at about 400 degrees for 10 minutes, then flip them over and do 10 more minutes. You could put them in the deep fryer for however long it takes to cook them, usually roughly about 4 to 5 minutes. Or you can do what I'm going to do. I'm going to bake them in my oven because I'm going to use my air fryer to make my hamburgers. Now, I could do them both at the same time. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do some of them in the air fryer so I can show you how to do them both at the same time. But I'm going to do some of them in my oven just so it goes a little faster. So, let's get started. Okay, so I just got my paper towel here. We're going to lay out our fries. Okay, I'm going to try and get them in a single layer. And then I've got extra paper towel over here. And we're just going to dry them off. They don't have to be perfectly dry. You just want to kind of get a lot of the moisture off. I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. I'm going to get a couple of baking sheets. I'm going to spray them with some cooking spray. Normally I would put parchment paper down, but I ran out doing my hamburgers, so I'm just going to spray them. So then we're going to dry out the bowl they were soaking in. After we've dried them off, we're going to put them back in. Now, I guess I could have just picked up this paper towel, made my job a little easier. Okay, we're going to get our olive oil out. Drizzle just a smidge on there. And you could season these however you want. I'm just going to do a little bit of salt, a little bit of seasoning salt, and a little bit of pepper. Okay, and then I'm going to toss them around. To lay them out on our baking sheet in as much of a single layer as you can get them. Okay, there's one baking sheet. There's 2 baking sheets. Okay, there's that. Okay, and if you're doing this in just an air fryer that just has the tray that you pull out and you put it in there and stick it back in, I would recommend you line the bottom of that with parchment paper or something else just for easier cleanup. So we're just gonna take these and I'm trying to decide if I want to use this roasting pan. We already touched it with the patty, so that's what we're gonna use. Okay, and we're just going to set them on here like so. Okay. Our air fryer's already open. My cabinets are just always open, so ignore that. We're going to put it in here with the wire rack on level 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put it on level 3. I'm going to shut it, turn it on, make sure it's on air fry at 400 for 10 minutes. Push that pan back in there. And we're going to start it. And then once that 10 minutes is up, we'll take them out, flip them over, cook them for another 2 minutes. Alright, see you when we put the fries in the oven. Okay, our oven is now preheated. I forgot my cast iron skillet in there. Again, I feel like that's going to be my slogan during this. So, oh no I didn't. My cast iron skillet's on my stove. Look at me. So we're just going to put our fries in there. And at the same time we flip our burgers, we will flip these around. See you then. Okay, our air fryer is done for this round, so we're going to take these out. And grab my oven mitt. Okay. Oh, these smell so delicious. And we're going to flip them over. I'm not very good at showing y'all this. And I know I said earlier we would cook them for another 2 to 3 minutes, but I think these need to be cooked for probably at least another 5 minutes, and then we'll check them again. So let's put them back in here. Let's bring the time down to 5 minutes and start it. And then let's check our potatoes. Okay, let's check the potatoes. I can already tell that they need to go probably another 2 or 3 minutes before I flip them over, so we'll let them do that. And then we'll see you back. Okay, while we are waiting on our burgers and fries to be done, we're going to go ahead and cut up our vegetables. So first we're going to start with our onion. There goes our air fryer. So let's go check and see what those hamburgers look like. I doubt they're done. They're probably going to need at least another 5 minutes, but we'll see. Let's turn our light on. Come on, let's open the door. Yeah. I'm going to say probably another 5 minutes. I know I said only 10 and then 2, but you know, every machine is different. Ovens are different, air fryers are different, microwaves are different. They're all different and they all run different, and even from time to time when you cook, it could get done in one amount of time one time and another amount of time and another time, so you just really eyeball it, and it also just depends on how well done you like your burgers. Alright. Okay. Now only my husband and mother-in-law like onion on their burgers, so I'm not going to cut too much of this. And I'll put it in a Ziploc bag and put it back in the freezer and wait until next time I need a red onion. I like to use yellow onions when I'm cooking them, or white onions. And I like to use red onions for sandwiches or when I'm serving it raw. Okay, we're going to put that on our plate over there. My husband and my mother-in-law are also the only ones who like tomatoes. So, now I did rinse these tomatoes when I brought them home from the grocery store. So we're just going to cut off the top. And just cut a few slices. Okay. Put those on the plate. And then we like romaine lettuce in our house. You can use whatever kind of lettuce you want. I'm just going to open this. And tear a few leaves off. And then we will get our potatoes out and flip them over. So let me take you over here. Back in the oven. And they'll go for another 5 to 10 minutes as well. And that'll be perfect because I'll have to take these burgers out, take the ones off for the people who don't want cheese. But the people who do want cheese, I'll have to put theirs in there. I guess I could let you see my face while I'm telling you this. So I'll have to re-put the people who want cheese in there to melt the cheese. And then when those come out, I always recommend that any kind of meat that you cook, unless it's ground beef for like tacos or enchiladas or spaghetti, I always recommend that you let it rest. It helps it turn out more juicy. So that'll be perfect. It'll have time to rest. Okay, I'll see you back when I take the burgers out. We're going to take them out and set them down. Okay, and my mother-in-law is the only one who doesn't want cheese, so I'm going to take hers off of here. And I'm going to get my cheese out of the refrigerator. Okay, so my daughter wants cheese, and I'm going to put Kobe Jack on hers. My husband wants cheese, and he likes Kobe Jack and Pepper Jack on his burgers. Okay. And then I will just have Pepper Jack on mine. Okay, we're going to put these back in the air fryer. We're going to change the function to broil on high for 1 minute. And then we're going to peek in here at our French fries. Nope, they got a few more minutes to go, so I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, now the cheese is done melting. And we're going to set them aside and let them rest while our French fries finish cooking. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take these out. Alright. Now, we're still going to let our burgers rest for about another 2 minutes, and then I'll see you back for plating. Okay. I'm going to show you plating my husband's because his is a lot more interesting than mine. I just put Miracle Whip on my bun and the burger, and that's it. So I'm going to show you plating my husband's. That way, it's a little more interesting. He uses real mayonnaise. Regular real mayonnaise when he's not doing his high protein diet. Light mayo when he is doing his high protein diet. Okay, he put puts Dijon mustard. Okay. And for him, you have to put it on both sides. You can't just put it on one. A little bit of ketchup. Okay. Spread that around. Okay. Now, here's a little tip. Top, bottom. When you're making your burgers, if you put lettuce on it, put your lettuce on first. Because if you put your lettuce on first, it is a barrier from the moisture from your tomato so your bun doesn't get soggy. Sorry about the kids screaming in the background. They're running and playing. I know most people don't care. Kids will be kids. And I can't really help it because they're kids. But I still like to apologize because I know that if you're not a parent, it can be annoying. Okay, so then lettuce, tomato, onion, burger. But now, here, I'm going to show you the kicker. Have to get one of these tiny bowls. Some of the A1 sauce. Okay. Some ketchup. Okay. We're gonna stir it up. And this is what he will use to dip his fries in. Alright. I forgot you guys probably would like to see me put the fries on the plate. Now these aren't like your super crispy fries. If you want them super crispy, I would recommend putting them in the deep fryer. Alright. And there you have it. The finished dinner. Well, there you have it. That's how you make air fryer hamburgers and homemade french fries. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And we'll see you next time.